What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Stuff the Line Surgeon. And, you already know what time it is. Tipsy Talk. Out here chilling and grilling as usual, so I might have to get up to flip the chicken, but yeah. But two things I want to talk about. I guess you could call it a review of my trailer, and then a new Mower that I'm thinking about getting. As far as my trailer, I guess I give the pros and the cons. As y'all know, it's the big trailers, 7x16 dual axle, and that's one of the cons. The thing is huge. Like, I think the average lane size is like, I want to say like 9 feet, maybe 10 feet, depending on the area. And you gotta think about it. When you say a trailer is 7 foot wide, that's just the inside of the trailer, and then when you add the tires on the side, that's like another foot. So the trailer is actually like probably like 8.5 feet wide. So if I'm in a lane that's 9 feet, I'm hugging the lane. You know what I mean? And so that's the dilemma. It's like it's like I have to constantly be looking in my side view mirrors to make sure that I'm in the lane. Cause sometimes like my van, cause my van is not 9 feet wide, 8.5 feet wide or whatever, but my van's probably like 5 or 6 feet wide. So like when I look at my rear side view mirrors, like I see like a foot of trailer sticking out to either side. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like stressful trying to drive that thing. But I guess I just got to get used to it. But you know what I mean? It's just something I gotta get over. Another con for the trailer is that parking. With my van, I could just turn anywhere. You know what I mean? Like I could be going down a lane in a parking lot. I see 2 parking spaces right there. I turn right into it. This thing is kind of like driving a tractor trailer. Like if I go to try to turn somewhere, I have to have like a running start because it's gonna go over the curb, or I'm gonna hit a car if I try to turn into a parking space like that. So I have to park like way in the back where there's no other cars where I can like straighten the trailer up and pull in. It'll fit in 2 parking spaces, but I have to like have a running start to make sure that it's straight. I mean, another con, I guess it's heavy, but I mean that's kind of a good thing. But yeah, those are the cons. Pluses. Once again, the size. The size is freaking epic. Like I could put like all my equipment on it and still have space to put debris and leaves on it. I feel like I got like my whole workshop in there. I'm gonna get some helper springs on the back of my van, so that'll help hopefully the dipping in the back. That's what my friend said. So I probably really won't need no air shocks or anything like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the helper springs. Yeah, like I get places. I remember I had if y'all saw it on my Instagram, I had posted a picture of my Mustang, my aerator, my sweeper and dethatcher, my yard vac, my Time Master. I had all that stuff on there, and I had cinder blocks for my aerator. I had all that stuff on there, and I still have room to fill it up with some leaves and grass from my sweeping and stuff. It's just freaking awesome. So I just love it. It has plenty of room for me to grow. Just have to make my van work with it now, strong enough to tow it And then once I upgrade to like a bigger, stronger truck or a bigger, stronger van, if I get it, I'll be good to go. I'll keep this trailer for years, man, like years. So the trailer's freaking awesome. Let me go flip my chicken. On that note, oh yeah. As you know, smoking some chicken thighs. Yeah. But as far as my mower, I said I was thinking about getting a new mower. Now, originally, like if I was dreaming, if I was in a dream, the mower I would get, I always wanted was a stander. So, but then I found out how much standers cost. And standers cost quite a bit, you know what I mean? I guess the average price for the starting off stander is like, $7,000 or something like that. So, once I found out how much they cost versus how much a walk behind costs, me being cheap, I'm like, I might as well go with a walk behind, and so I was thinking about getting a walk behind, and then when I went to the expo, the GIE expo, I had never driven neither one of them, a walk behind or stander. So I said I'm gonna test out both of them. So I tested out a Gravely stander, and as y'all saw in my video, I almost ran through the fence because I wasn't really used to it. But I think my problem was I wasn't leaning on the pad. And so what was happening was I didn't have good balance on gripping the controls because I was just standing there. But I see some people doing it and they're not leaning on the pad. But whatever, that's whatever. I guess I gotta get used to it. Then I tested the walk behind, and I didn't really like the walk behind because it was like the grip of you kind of release it. And that controls your speed. The more you grip it, the slower you go and whatnot. So I didn't really like that, but I'm like, man, that's the cheaper option. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to get. So when I got back home, I went to one dealer where I had got my Echo trimmer, and that dealer, I was hoping that dealer would have some used stuff there, and hoping to give me a deal like 2015 stuff. They about to sell 2016, but he won't really gonna give me. He has some used stuff that he was gonna try to give me a deal with. He is an X-Mark dealer, so he had like a 48-inch X-Mark floating deck, and it was he was trying to give it away for $2,500. Then he had like a fixed deck one that he was gonna sell for $1,400. But when I did it that way, I wouldn't be able to finance it. And I was trying to finance it so I could pay payments on it. But then I said, well, let me get the price of a brand new fixed deck one. And so I got which is the X-Mark Metro, for those who don't know. So I got a price on it, and that's brand new. It was like $3,600, because he said he doesn't have any 2015s anymore. He just selling 2016s. $3,600 with Velke. It was with a Velke and a mulching kit. It came up to like $44. So I'm like, man. It's like $94, I think, a month. 48 months, no interest or whatever. So I said, I started thinking, man. I'm like, and the thing was, it wasn't really. There's no striping kits for it, and I'm big on striping. and I said that if I get a lawnmower, I want to be able to stripe with it. And he said, well, you had a sliding pad. One of the used ones had this pad on it. I don't know if any of y'all use this type of pad, but it's like a Velcro. You stand on it, but it doesn't have wheels. It's just like it looks almost like a mud flap from a truck with this metal on top of it. And you stand on the metal and you slide. Of course, you can't slide across pavement or whatever. And I'm not sure how it really works when you turn around, but it creates a stripe because it's wide as a lawnmower and it creates a nice stripe. So he said that's one way you can stripe with a walk behind. But I wasn't too sure on that because I'm pretty big, so I didn't know how that worked. So I started thinking maybe I just need to look into stand-ons, even though it's like thousands of dollars more. That's what I need. You know what I mean? I need a stand-on because I want a stripe. And you can always get striping kits for standers. So I looked up some Toro dealers in my area. I found one pretty close. Went to that one. He had some lawnmowers sitting out front. And so when I went there, they were closed. So I looked at the mowers and I could see rust on them. So I said, either these things are used or he done had them sitting out in this rain like all summer long. So I'm like, it's gotta be a way he could give me a deal on these, right? So the next day I came back and I was like, are those used or new? He was like, oh no, they're brand new. And mind you, this guy is not no like popping dealer or whatever. It's like a guy sitting in the little display room by himself trying to sell these mowers. You know, so he's like, yeah, you know, those are brand new. I'm like, well, I see a couple of the pulleys and stuff are kind of rusted. He's, oh, well, yeah, some of them been sitting out there for a month. Some of them been sitting out there since the spring. And so I'm like, so how, you know, so I asked him, I said, what's the price on them? He said, oh, well, we'll cut about $300, $400 off. So we'll give it to you for $69. I'm like, what? Like, it's been sitting in the rain all summertime, and you can cut $400 off it? So right then and there, I knew I wasn't trying to deal with this guy. So I was like, whatever. But I technically, I say that, but technically, I think I am going to deal with him. No, I take that back. I think I'm because he was a Toro dealer, and so the conclusion I came with this long story is that I think I'm gonna get a stander, even though I'm gonna have to pay more. I have a loan that I'm gonna be paying off next year, and so I said, well, with the money that I'm gonna be saving on paying that loan, I could put towards the payment of a stander, and then that way I get what I need. And, you know, I get what I want, get what I need. And the standard that I'm going to go with is going to be a Gravely. Pro Stance, I think they call Gravely. Pro Stance. But, because I love Gravely's, man. I want to get Gravely everything. They're expensive, but I love Gravely's because they're dedicated to the comfort. You know what I mean? Like the standard, it has a floating deck. You know, like Toro's deck that you stand on, it's just a piece of metal with some rubber on it. The Gravely is like a floating standing deck, so it reduces, you know, wear and tear, so you can cut all day and, you know, not mess up your knees and whatnot. So that's what I'm going to get next year, hopefully. Hopefully I'm gonna try to get it before cutting season starts. That would be freaking awesome, freaking epic. But didn't want to hold y'all too long. Just want to let y'all know what's going on. So thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and like as always. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about. Got a couple things I want to talk about. Some people said they want to see my flyers and some other things that they want me to talk about, but I'll get to those, man. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. Yes, sir.